Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here. Welcome to my studio. This is where I make the magic happen, right here, right in this space. Actually, I never leave this space. This is where my whole life pretty much exists, right in this room. So, the title is, the Falcon. I like the Falcon. So why? Why did they do what they did? And I'm talking about the new Disney Plus show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which had promise. I mean, with just those two actors, those two characters, you would think home run hit, right? Not necessarily. So we are going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to give you some thoughts. It took me a while. There's so much that don't ring true to me. I guess I wanted to say that feel wrong, but I think that's kind of overstating it. I mean, it is just a TV show and all this other stuff, but it did have a lot of promise. Those two actors are really good in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes. They were great. Their characterizations were great. Their banter was really good. And on the small screen on the Disney Plus, I'm not even really sure who those two characters are because they don't seem like the characters that were in the big screen versions of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Also, Winter Soldier, shouldn't he have a new name? Like, how would you like to be still referred to as like the horrible person that you were? Like, hey, piece of poop, get over here. Like, you wouldn't like that. You'd like try to rebrand yourself. Like, if you were trying to be something different and trying to escape your past, I would imagine one of the first things would be you would not like that terminology. So there's a misstep right there. We have Pastmaster Dan, top of the morning to ya. Yeah, same, right back at you. Liked, by the way. Yeah. You guys, please, if you could give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that right off the bat. It does help the algorithms and it helps get some exposure. So I'm all about exposure, as Peyton Holden will tell you. If you look real closely at his little icon there, that's my butt hanging out of those 501 jeans. Real quick story: doing a little yard work. My pants ripped out, and my wife couldn't resist and took a picture. And next thing I know, Peyton is posting it all over the place. So all good fun. But hey, what's up, Peyton? Pedro, we are going to do some great stuff together, my friend. Good morning to you. Soon I will be revealing some of the Pedro Ang stuff that we've been doing. Justin, J Money Show, McClure. I like the Falcon as well. I like the Falcon a lot. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know. I'm going to say something that I think is pretty out there, and I don't know why people. I know other people think this. I don't know why other people don't voice it more often. I see a maquette. Yeah, you do. I thought I would show it off. I think I got to get a lower stand for it or something. I'm also there's a comic book shop here that does a lot of role playing at the shop. They have these cool dinoramas, I guess they're called. And I don't know, I guess it's like a board game. I don't really know how D&D and all those things are played. But they have like these like, they look realistic. Like there's water and trees and hills and buildings and all kinds of stuff. And they paint figures and do that stuff. Like I said, I think it's cool, but I don't really understand exactly the ins and outs of it. But I'm thinking, since those guys are so good at painting, I might get my Doug maquette, which is in the background over here, painted up by those guys. That could be really, really cool. Yeah, when I was working in animation, we had a production deal, development deal with Kids WB, and so we had these animation, I guess they're CG animation models put together. So this one up here is Doug, and then I have, excuse me, they're in boxes down in the garage. They're in pieces. It's so big, like the figure's like this big, about 2.5 feet. And so they're in pieces down in the garage, so I could put those together. So I have Caravaggio, Oot, and Zinn down there. So aloha, we got Joe Bernardo. What's up, my friend? Yeah, Pedro. The Falcon Winter Soldier is pro-terrorist propaganda. Yeah, they don't even really refer to the bad guys as bad guys or terrorists. Like, well, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go through the. We got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging. We're gonna have a good time. He should be called the new Captain America. No, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Justin says, I'm still hoping Bucky gets the shield and get the Captain America title, and the other dude will be called U.S. Agent in the Thunderbolts. Okay, I wasn't really going to go here, but I kind of got to go with the flow. You guys, Justin brings up a great point. I mentioned it on another live stream. The only one that makes sense is Bucky Barnes. Sam Wilson's character does not make sense. Morally, I think well, in the movies, he was a better guy. So as far as doing the right thing, I think you could trust Sam more so than Bucky. Having said that, Bucky is on the road to redemption. And so, I think if we want to be progressive and we want to be all inclusive and stuff like that, it seems like Bucky would be the better choice because he dates back to, Steve Rogers' early days. They were childhood friends. He was Captain America pretty much. He liked to have a little bit more fun. He might have been a little bit more morally flexible than Rogers was, but he was still a really stand-up guy, and so he still has that morality in him. It's just he was reprogrammed by the Ruskies to be a killing machine. So, road to redemption arc, right? But the thing that he has that Sam does not have is he has super soldier. He's a super soldier. He is Captain America's strength. When he catches the shield in the movie, it had impact because you're like, whoa, who is this guy? And he could catch Captain America's shield. Only Captain America, as far as I'm concerned, can really catch the shield. I don't think any other. I mean, Thor, Iron Man, like super powered characters, but not really any kind of normal characters. Like I don't even think like what is it? The Chris Wyatt, what's his name? The U.S. Agent character. He's Captain America in the Disney Plus show, but I don't even think he could throw the shield, and I don't think he could catch the shield. He's not super powered. How do you throw a piece of metal like that unless you have super strength? And how do you catch it? It bounces back and you catch it. It's absurd. It's stupid. So I thought they were gonna show that he was always had super serum in him, and that's why he could do what he did. And then they were gonna, reveal that later on. But they had him take the super soldier serum during the story proper, which I was like, okay, how could you do what you did before? But anyway, just based on super serum and super soldier alone, Bucky is the obvious choice. He's also like, if you really wanted to show you believe in him, if he got the shield, it would work. Also, like I said early on, Winter Soldier is bad branding. You wouldn't want to be called the Winter Soldier anymore. So what would be a cooler story arc for that guy, for Bucky Barnes to get the shield? The Winter Soldier is a dead character. He can't go back to that. You can't keep branding the Winter Soldier. He's not the Winter Soldier anymore. That's a bad guy. That's a villain. He's not that character anymore. And you haven't rebranded him as a hero. You haven't given him a hero's name, is where I'm going. So it seems like the obvious choice is for Bucky Barnes to get the shield. To me, personally, I know Steve Rogers gave it to Sam Wilson, and that's great. You know, that was Steve's choice. But where I'm going, and like I said, the title of the show was like, I like the Falcon, so why? So that's the question that I'm asking. So why change the Falcon? The Falcon doesn't need rebranding. The Falcon is freaking awesome. You have successfully, Marvel, you have successfully taken Sam Wilson, who was a non-powered superhero. He was an average Joe, and you turned him into a hero that could fight alongside the Avengers. He is an Avenger, right? He's Hawkman. He's Hawkman with cool gadgets. Like, he's a cool character. You hired a great actor to play the character. When you see him for the first time and they're running and, you know, they're in Washington, he's like, on your left, you know, and, you know, he's panting by the tree and he has that little interaction with Steve Rogers. And then it's cool. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, pulls up in the cool car and she says, hey, boys, you know, and then Steve gets into the car and then you realize that, you know, like from Sam Wilson's point of view, Steve Rogers is like, he's got it all, right? And so, but then he says, you're having trouble. Like, he relates to him as far as like, you know, post-traumatic, you know, like, you know, coming back from the war, trying to fit in with society again, all those things. And Sam gives him some advice. And then you realize that that's what Sam does. That's what he does now for a living. So he's still giving back. He's still giving back. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a born hero. That's what he does. He's always going to give. And so when he organically starts hanging out with Steve Rogers and then goes along with the program, like he becomes like his ally, you're like, holy shit, man, this freaking works. It's so gradual and it's so cool. And that whole paratrooper thing with the wings and all that stuff and losing a partner and all that, it's like, holy shit, dude, you turned the Falcon into a great character. You know, like in the comic book, he was pretty cool. But, you know, seeing the actor play the character and everything, he was an amazing character. And when I say pretty cool, I think like the yellow and green suit that he first had in the comic books was kind of hokey. Although I bought every one of those books and still love them, but I think they did way better branding and character design later. You know, with the red and white. You know, I guess in the comics it's red and white. In the movie, it's kind of a silver color, like red and silver, kind of like the Ant-Man helmet I have in the background here. So yeah. Oh, cool. We got Agent Club. Welcome, man. Good to have you. Good having you. Yeah, I love to see new faces. So spread the word, man. Yeah. So yeah. So the thing is, you have a great actor, and Marvel, cinematically speaking, created a great, flawless character. When he fights Ant-Man in the Ant-Man movie, it's great, man. It's great. Like he's got the right amount of humor. The actor can deliver it. he knows how to use all the tech stuff really well, like, so he could see Ant-Man with the goggles and all that stuff. Like, he was just done so well. And so, smash cut to Disney Plus, right from the get-go, the Sam Wilson character, as far as I'm concerned, in Disney Plus, is not the same guy that's in the cinematic. I don't know who that guy is, but it doesn't feel like the same guy. I didn't. There was a lot I didn't like about it, and somebody, in the chat earlier said that it feels like propaganda, like there's some kind of agenda going on with the TV show with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, I agree, and I think that sadly they're using the Sam Wilson character to soapbox. Like, they're putting that character on a soapbox, and they're preaching their truth, not necessarily the truth, but their truth. And they see the world as very, very unfair, and kind of like, the woke and I guess social justice kind of mantra or belief system. I don't believe the world is fundamentally broke. I think the United States is an amazing place to live, and I think that with a lot of hard work, you can do just about anything. And I'm a testament to that. I worked my ass off, and I have a pretty good life. Raised a daughter, put her through college. Had multiple houses, have a good career, ran a studio. Like, where else can you do this? Like, I had no training. We were poor. My wife was born poor. Like, my wife remembers outhouses in West Virginia. That's how poor they were. They didn't have indoor plumbing. So don't talk to me about privilege. My dad gave us enough, but he was working poor. We lived in HUD homes. We were not born with any kind of golden, golden spoon or whatever in our mouths, just crap like that. So I don't care what anybody says. I just think it's BS. So when they started having Sam become this I guess spokesman for wokeness, for I don't even know really how to say it. I try not to use the same wording. I try to kind of filter it through my own understanding of things and my own belief system. So I try not to fall right into the same kind of dialogue. But right from the get-go, it felt agenda-driven. It felt like they were going to use Sam in a way that didn't ring true. And as soon as you do what they did with Sam, and I guess I should go back a little bit, because I'm assuming that you guys have all seen the show, but they're kind of using Sam as like he's the black man in America that has been downtrodden, and his family has done the same. And so there's also a black guy that they're bringing in, and he was a part of a super soldier program. And they did this in the comic books, where they're saying, like, before Steve Rogers, they used black people to experiment on. And whatever, I don't like it. I didn't like it in the comics. But, between that character and Sam, I got some gardeners in the yard, so I hope it's not too loud. I apologize. They usually come later than this. So, yeah, so you have that. And so then they get into like his family business, Sam's family business, that since the snap, I assume that Sam has been gone for 5 years, right? So their family business, which was a fishing business, boats and stuff like that, has gone downhill. So the sister has 2 kids, I guess, no husband in sight, and she's been trying to run this business. So that's fine. It's hard. Life is hard, right? And so then Sam's answer is like, well, we could get a loan. We could fix up the because the sister just wants to let the business go. Sam comes in there, and I thought it was very arrogant, saying, no, we can't do this. She shows him every reason why. The boat even doesn't work. Like, the boat doesn't work. She was there for 5 years watching the decay of this business. When she says, we're done, I think that he should actually have not steamrolled over her and said no. Because I think that she had hands-on experience. So then his idea is, well, we could just get some money, we can get a loan, and then we can rebuild the fleet or whatever the thing was. And so he's thinking he's military, and maybe he can secure a military loan or whatever. So he convinces his sister, so she begrudgingly goes along with it. Of course, they go to the bank. White guy at the bank just says, no. Okay. One bank, one loan. This one guy with this one bank says no. Okay, I want to back up. When my wife and I were trying to buy our house in California, the old house, we were declined 5 times for a loan for that house. 5 times. There were 5 different banks that would not loan us money for this house. They gave us reasons. One, the main reason is I was a freelancer. So they didn't feel like I was, even though I had like 15 or 20 years invested in the industry, and I had enough money in my savings to pay for the house. To be brutally honest, I could have bought that house outright in cash. This was the 90s. This was the salary days, right? So 5 different banks thought I was a bad risk. That's their priority. That's their prerogative, I should say. If it doesn't make sense to them, this is business. If it doesn't make good business sense to them to loan a company or an individual money, it's their prerogative. They can say no. And for their own reasons, it doesn't make good business sense, right? So I was a risk. They didn't loan it to me. So 2 things happened. One, we got the loan in front of somebody that understood comic books. He knew who I was. I was working on cable at the time. He knew who I was. So that worked. And then another thing, I went to Marvel and asked them. They don't do this anymore, by the way. Bob Harris wrote me a letter and explained what I do for a living, that I'm an employee, even though I work month to month. I just have agreements, like handshake agreements. I work month to month, but I have worked there for 20 years, whatever, and that I'm a good guy. So basically, he vouched for me. I sent that letter in, and between those 2 things, we secured the loan. It was a horrible loan. It was the worst loan you could get. You know how, like in California, they had the housing collapse? It was one of those loans. It was one of those loans that was designed to fail. Okay? But the thing is, I dug down and I was like, no. So my wife and I kept putting more down every month. So we would put more than the minimum. And then at the end of the year, to shelter money, I would put tens of thousands into the loan to pay off the house. We paid off the house like 15 years before the loan was due. So that's my story. Okay, my story is, I'm a white guy. I had enough money to pay the house off. They could look at my bank records, but to them, 5 different institutions thought I was a bad risk. That's their prerogative. It didn't make good business sense for them, so they declined. I know this stuff isn't real. I know these films aren't real, but they're trying to make a point. They're trying to say that people don't get loans, or black people don't get loans, is basically what they're trying to say. I'm yelling foul. I know we have a lot of friends. They're all over the place as far as backgrounds are concerned. They all had to work their ass off to get loans. They had to work their ass off to pay their mortgage every month, but they did do it. And like I said, all nationalities, all religions, everything, right? So where's the discrimination? I haven't seen it. If I wanted to, you'd just be all cynical. I could go, yeah, well, you know, it's because of XYZ. That's why they didn't give me a loan. But I kept working at it and I got it. And we got a fantastic house. And then I fought to keep it. You have to keep fighting. Life is not a guarantee. You have to keep fighting just to maintain what you have sometimes, just to maintain the status quo. There was a decade I know that I was just maintaining the status quo. We weren't moving forward. We were just maintaining. And it took everything I had to do that. So life is tough, whatever. But the reason it doesn't even ring true with Sam and the loan is keep going to different loan companies, different banks, keep trying. That was one bank, and you're discouraged. One bank, and it's racism. One bank, and that's it. You formulate an opinion based on that. Shame on you, Marvel. Shame. You know life doesn't work that way. You know, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And also, the thing is, I think as on heel versus babyface, and maybe Yellow Flash, somebody else had mentioned this. Maybe it was just some guy. I love that, just some guy. Oh my God, that show is great. They mentioned, I had the same thought, but I didn't mention it, publicly. Is that well, where was I going with it? I set it all up. But it was about the loan. Oh, it was about celebrity and status. Okay, the Falcon was an Avenger, and they had mentioned that Tony Stark, if you were an Avenger, there would be some kind of payment. There would be, because Tony would realize that you're taking time away from your life to be an Avenger. So there would be some kind of financial compensation. At the very least, he could go through Stark Enterprises and get a loan, or get a letter like I did from Marvel, from Stark Enterprises, and saying, I mean, they could even second co-sign on the loan. You know, I don't think Pepper Potts would go, no, Sam Wilson, you're a bad risk. I think Pepper Potts would go, okay, no problem. And there's nothing wrong. Oh, Charlie's London. Hey, how are you? Yeah, she's got a great book about Charlie Chaplin. It's absolutely gorgeous, and she is one of the good guys, man. She is. You talk about fighting the good fight. She fights the good fight every freaking day. I see a neon. Is there a neon? Oh, we got Donald DeLay too. Hey, Donald, what's up? By the way, Donald, Cash Grab is freaking amazing. It's amazing looking. But anyway, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. I do like to interact with you guys as much as I can. So, oh, Neon Todd Studios. Oh, there you go. And so none of this rings true. Also, Sam Wilson as the Falcon just saved the world from Thanos. He was one of the Avengers that saved the world. None of this rings true. This is a made-up reality, right? You have these heroes. They don't exist in the real world. So if you're going, okay, this super fantastic stuff's happening, then why would you think that the world would treat Sam the same way they would treat anybody else? I'm gonna make an analogy. Okay, I was around and I followed the whole O.J. Simpson trial. I even, from Extreme Studios, that car that slow, what do they call it, car chase? The slow moving car chase went right by the Extreme building. We could see it, right? So anyway, my point, before I go off on a tangent too much, O.J. Simpson got away with murder because he was a celebrity and he was rich. That's it. Okay, so the thing is, that comes with privilege. Privilege is money. Privilege is not skin color. Privilege is position in life. Privilege is not you're born white or whatever it is. That's just that doesn't exist. It's just, there's no truth to it at all. So the thing is, okay, O.J. Simpson got away with murder because he was a celebrity. So Sam Wilson couldn't go in and secure a loan? Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. That bank would have bent over backwards, or there would be a bank that would bend over backwards to help that guy. Because not only was he a military hero, which is all they focused on, oh, you saved the world as an Avenger. You saved the world. You would have to be a thankless individual to not give that guy a loan. Okay, so anyway, my point is, from get-go, that agenda didn't work. It didn't work for me. This is not the real world. Even in the real world, it wouldn't work out this way. But in the Marvel universe, it definitely would not have worked out this way. And then low speed chase, yeah, definitely. It was so funny. We were watching it on TV, and we were listening to it at the studio, and then we're just looking out the window. We're seeing it go right by the not the house, but the studio there. Yeah, it was all bullshit. The glove, anybody who knows leather gloves, they shrink up when they're wet. They're hard to put on. That was bullshit, because the thing is, I'll tell you, God, it's so stupid. So stupid. Okay, the glove had a size on it, right? There's a glove size. If the glove size fits O.J. Simpson's sized hand, then that glove would fit. Maybe that actual glove that was used didn't fit because, leather, changes size, whatever. But if that glove was indeed made for that man's size hand, slam dunk, dude, it's done. The glove fits. I can't believe the prosecution. It was horribly done. But anyway, I just think that it feels, the Winter Soldier Falcon feels very propaganda to me. I love those two guys. I am going to get into the Winter Soldier a little bit more as well, but I really wanted to focus on the Falcon, and then come back around to the point, the ultimate point that I'm trying to make. Okay, so then they did one more thing in the show. I think it was the second episode where they did kind of the Black Lives Matter thing, where we have Bucky Barnes take Sam to this neighborhood, a black neighborhood, to meet the secret, the one of the original super soldiers, and it's this black guy who just wants to forget that this ever happened. And for whatever reason, I don't even know why they went there. There was no point in it. Nothing really came out of it. They just brought this character up to try to, I don't know, just to try to, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. So they come out, the guy tells him, leave. He's very upset. So, Sam and Bucky leave. And then they already established this is a black neighborhood, right? This is not, I didn't see any white people. So Bucky's the only white guy, right? So they're getting in the car. Sam and Bucky are having an argument. So then the police show up out of the blue, and they instantly think that Sam is the bad guy. Like he's escalating something. And so the police officer talks to Bucky, says, is this man bothering you. What the hell? What's this situation? What's the exception here? The exception is there's a white guy here. Why would you think that? It's a weird conceit to make. It's a weird like why would you even as a writer, why would you create this? It's so artificial, it's so made up, it so did not ring true. Okay, so then the police officer realizes, oh, this is what's happening, and then they go, oh, Bucky Barnes, you didn't show up to your therapy session or whatever, so we're going to have to bring you in. O.J. Simpson, once again, if you met O.J. Simpson on the street, you'd go, oh my gosh, this is O.J. Simpson. You know, and just to back up again, I never thought of O.J. Simpson as black, white, or anything. O.J. Simpson was just a freaking football playing god. You know what I mean? Like the same with Michael Jackson. Some people just transcend everything. I never thought of those guys as the color of their skin. So anyway, once again, like the argument with the bank loan, these guys just saved the world. Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson just saved the world. These police officers are harassing these guys. Even the kid in the neighborhood knew that Sam Wilson was the Falcon. Like, you know, then they did that whole weird, like, it's Black Falcon. No, it's just the Falcon. My dad says it's the Black Falcon. It's like, if that was a joke, I didn't get it because I didn't think it was funny. I just thought that they were setting up, you know, just, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Naked Gun, 1 and 2, O.J. Simpson, when he's in the wheelchair, and it's like, yeah. And then he gets catapulted into the, I guess they're like at a baseball stadium or something like that. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, he was a okay actor. Yeah, he did some movies and stuff like that. Yeah, I liked O.J. Simpson. I have O.J. Simpson's rookie card. I used to collect football and baseball cards when I was a kid. Yeah, I thought that guy was freaking amazing. I used to watch football all the time with my dad. I thought O.J. Simpson was he was superhuman. You watch those tapes, man, that guy's superhuman. When he gets the ball, he's unstoppable, man. But anyway, yeah, like those guys would have geeked out. Those two police officers would be like, can we take a selfie? Thank you so much for saving the world. These guys know what it's like to put their asses on the line every day to keep the world safe. They would have saw a comrade in arms. They would have saw that this guy was, you know, these guys were good guys. And then if they wanted to keep the narrative, that guy should have really just said, either he should have let him slide, or he should have just said, this is a formality. I'm so sorry to do this. We'll go in and we'll take care of everything, but let's just go through the motions, right? I'm going to take you in because that's what I have to do. And then Bucky just says, I completely understand, and I believe in the system, and so let's go do this thing. And so then he turns to Sam. I thought it would have been funny if he throws Sam the keys and goes, looks like you're driving yourself home or something like that. And then he goes with the police officers. So, you know, if you're going to do that, then that's how you should play it out. But I don't think they should have done it at all. I thought that scene was completely meaningless. It didn't move the plot forward. It did absolutely nothing. But in their own way, try to show that, you know, that black people are downtrodden. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. I never want to sound that way. It obviously does, but racism can come from any direction, any race, any creed, any religion. They can all be judges. They can all be judgersons, as my wife says, and they can condemn you. They can hate you just because you're different. So anyway, so to wrap up my Sam rant, I was trying to make this interesting, but it is becoming a little bit of a rant, is, okay, you have this character, the cinematic Falcon, the cinematic Sam Wilson, not this Disney Plus version of the character, which also, by the way, what is he siding with these terrorists? Like, this just came to me, right? Why is he siding with these terrorists? Like, he's like I'm going to have a one-on-one with this terrorist. She just killed, her and her gang, they just killed a bunch of innocent people. Even her right-hand man said, those people didn't do anything. And she said, they're guilty just for being involved. They're guilty. These people probably had families. They, you know, they didn't deserve to die. They were chained up, and then they blew up the building. If you remember, like, it was cold-blooded. Like, she just killed them. And even the guy was like, this is heartless. And she's like, well, we got to send a message. You know what I mean? This is how we have to do things. So to her, the ends justify the means. She's not trying to change the world in a peaceful way. She's not trying to change the world in any kind of civil way. She's actually killing innocent people. Anybody that she deems in the way or for her message, she's going to kill. It's a terrorist. She's spreading fear. They wear masks. I thought we were anti-terrorist. How could Sam be okay with this? How could Sam, like, well, she's young, she's a girl, we can talk to her. It's what Steve Rogers would do, or whatever. But the thing is, she's beyond redemption. She's beyond redemption. All those people are beyond redemption. Not to sound biblical, like eye for an eye, but I don't think that they should be put to death necessarily. But there is due process, and there is a legal system, and at the very least, Sam should just go, we're going to kick their asses, and we're going to bring them in for a trial, and we're going to let, people decide whether you're innocent or guilty. We're going to let your own peers decide that if what you did was justified, right or wrong. I'm not. Like, my favorite line in The Fugitive was Tommy Lee Jones to Harrison Ford's character, and Harrison Ford says, I'm innocent. And then it's so brilliant. Like, they've only done this once, like, where the Tommy Lee Jones character says, I don't care. Like, my job is not to cast judgment upon you. My job is not to decide whether this is right or wrong. My job is to bring you in. That's it. I don't judge. And when you can do that, then you are truly a fair-minded individual, because he's not judging. It's not personal. He's doing his job. A jury, there's going to be a trial. There's going to be due process. They're going to decide, not me. That's why there's a judge. That's why there's due process. That's why these things exist. They're going to decide. Your peers are going to decide whether you're guilty or not me. And when he says, I don't care, I was like, that's freaking brilliant. That's brilliant. Because it sounds like, well, he just doesn't care. But the deeper meaning is, that's not my job. My job is just to bring you in. And when you can be like that, you're totally detached. You're impersonal. You're detached from the situation. So then you can deal with the situation the way it needs to be dealt with. It's not personal. So I think that cops, these type of situations should always be that. Like, my job is not to judge you. My job is just to bring you in. Other people will judge you, but I'm not. So we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. So that's what Sam should have done. Sam should have just said, you're a terrorist. And then she tried to justify it, and he say, I don't care. These are just words. These are semantics. To you, it's justified. To me, it's not. Okay, there's a way to change the world, and what you're doing is wrong. Okay, so I'm going to try to peacefully talk you down. I want you to surrender. I want you to come with me. And if you don't, then we're going to have to do this the hard way. But it's a choice you're going to make, not me. because I'm willing to bring all your people in, and you can be tried, and then we'll let people decide whether you're a good person or not, whether you're doing the greater good or not. It's not going to be me, because I don't care. But he didn't do that. He's like trying to like buddy with her, like, hey, I understand, blah blah blah, and then he's like, I agree. I think he says, I agree. He said, I agree with what you're doing. I just don't agree with how you're doing it. So fine, a little wishy-washy, but you're also making it personal. When you say that, you say you're siding with her. How could you side with her? The ends justify the means. Like you can't relate to her. Could you relate to a serial killer? Could you relate to Hitler? Could you relate to 9/11? Could you relate to that stuff? How could you relate to that? You can't. Like, as soon as they did that, it's like, who is this guy? This guy is talking to this person that did horrible things to innocent people, and he's like, I understand. Yeah. No, that's scary. That's a scary thought, that a hero could understand what the villain's doing. No, I'm sorry. The way these stories need to go is Sam goes in and he's a fair-minded guy. He goes in and he gains her trust, and he walks in there, and then he says, let's do this the easy way. And maybe during the trial, whatever, people can see what you did, and then they can judge for themselves. But that's not for me to do. My job is to bring you in. That's it. And we can do this the easy way. We can do this the hard way. And so then, you can still have the crazy Captain America come in and screw everything up, kind of thing, and then prolong the story. But at least you didn't compromise the Sam Wilson character. And then there's one more scene where the terrorist calls Sam Wilson's sister. She's making this so personal, and she's threatening the sister. And then she says to the sister, she says, I understand you're having some financial problems, or some kind of cryptic thing like that. And so then the sister now is like the same. She's like Sam, like she's like, yeah, the system's rigged or something like that. Like now she's siding with the terrorists. Like, yeah, it's a horrible place for people like us. And so all of a sudden there's like, she's sympathizing with the terrorist. This terrorist just threatened you. This whole call is a threat to you. She wants Sam to know that at any time she can hurt his loved ones, innocent people, ends justify the means. How is this person sympathetic? How is this person good? How can you even write a story where you're trying to portray them as good or gray area? They're not gray area. It's clear cut bad. There's no doubt about it. It's pardon my French, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. The morality of that show is fucked up. So anyway, so then Sam later talks to his sister, is like, yeah, the terrorist called me, Sam. What do I do? It's like, well, you need to get out of there. You need to hide. So it is a threat. It's a real threat. So this person has just threatened Sam's loved ones. So then Sam's still okay with this? This person is a horrible person. This person needs to be brought in. So then let's bring it around to the new Captain America. So and Zemo. To me, Zemo is the hero of this entire show. Zemo is the guy, he sees the super soldier serum, he smashes it, he shoots the terrorist, he killed the person that created the super soldier. Why? So it couldn't be replicated. He didn't pick up the super soldier serum and go, I could use this later. He smashed it. He didn't see the other vial, or else he would have smashed that too. So he's acting more like the hero. And he's way more interesting to me than anybody on that show. He's the most interesting character. I don't agree with Bucky setting him free. I think Bucky had like a really horrible plan. I don't think Bucky even has a plan. Just to cut to the chase, I think Bucky is a worthless character on the show. He doesn't do anything. Really, he doesn't even seem like he has an overall plan. Zemo has the plan. Zemo's the one that keeps moving things forward. They don't. They're pretty much pointless. It's their show, and they don't really do anything. So then you have the super soldier. What's his name? Walker. Walker, Texas Ranger. You have Walker come in, and then you have him like, I'm going to bring you guys in, and I'm going to take down this terrorist organization. It's like, okay, that's fine, you know, and you're sanctioned by the government to do this, so that's fine. And then he sees his partner killed by this terrorist. By this terrorist, he sees his partner killed. Okay, so then he goes out, and he wants. He's making this a little personal. He's got the super soldier serum in him now. They showed that he's already a little unstable, which is, I don't know. It seems like the government would have done more psychological tests on him before they said you're the next Captain America. But whatever. Okay, so none of this. The Walker character really works for me anyway. But I don't think the government would have done that. I just thought it was really weird and strange. And I don't think they set up enough of a reason to have the government say we need another Captain America. So anyway, so then he goes out and he kills a super soldier and a guy that was involved with killing innocent people. This is not a nice guy. This is not a good person, right? So two things. He kills him in a very personal, zealous way. Like, the guy ran, he couldn't stop him, so there was a fatal blow. So if there was just one fatal blow and it was over, kind of like the way his partner was killed, then you go, okay, you can kind of go, well, maybe it's not personal. But then he starts doing his thing with the shield and all that, and then you go, well, this is graphic, this is personal. This guy is a wackadoo, right? Okay, point made. And then it's all televised. He does it out in this courtyard. There's people snapping pictures, stuff like that. Okay, so was he wrong fighting that guy? No. Was he wrong maybe using lethal force to take that guy down? No. He was wrong with making it personal. He was wrong with being overzealous. But any way that was going to play out, it played out in front of people. People got to see it. Either way, it was going to be visceral. Anytime somebody dies in a public place, it's not good. So then you have that situation. Okay? So should there be due process? Should there be a trial? Should that guy have the Captain America stripped away from him, the persona, everything? Of course. Of course. If a police officer did something similar, of course, these things do happen. There is due process. As long as the due process is there, fine. But that guy was not a good guy. Let's just be clear. He was not a good guy. So if he would have killed him and nobody else saw, like the terrorist killed his partner, then no harm, no foul, right? But it was done the opposite. How would people have responded if that terrorist killed Captain America? Would that have been okay? Or would the same thing happen? So that's why I think it's just, we'll see where that goes. So they can still play that out good. I mean, they had to take the Captain America persona away from him anyway. And so by having him do it by his own hand, I think it's great. I think it's good. You know, so we wrap up that storyline. Finally, I didn't like it to begin with. Okay, so then we're getting to the Sam, my wrap up. Okay, I hope I'm not boring you guys. I probably am. I had all kinds of images too. Let me see. I had this whole multimedia thing going here, so I kind of forgot about that. So let's go screen share. So share. Yeah, so we have Winter Soldier poster, this, and I think it was this one. Like, look at how cool he is. Like, they made the costume really cool. They made the Falcon persona really cool. The actor's amazing. Like, look at the suit. The suit is freaking phenomenal. It's so cool looking. So, okay, so you have this, right? You have Sam Wilson. So the Falcon is cool. How many people were like, you know what? I would rather see Sam Wilson as Captain America than the Falcon. Nobody said that. If you're listening, Marvel, Disney, nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted Sam Wilson to become Captain America. Nobody did. The Falcon is cool. The Falcon is cool unto himself. We don't need that. You created a cool character. Congratulations. Market the shit out of it. He's an original character. This is everything you want. He's African American. There's your checkbox. He's a hero. He's a veteran. He's got cool suit. He does cool things. He's loved by everybody. You created a great character. Now keep telling cool stories. Don't change it. So then somehow somebody thought, oh, the Falcon isn't cool enough. He'd be cooler if he was Captain America. What? I never thought that. I think, like, as soon as Captain America gave him the shield at the end of Endgame, I was like, this is lame. This is stupid. I like Sam Wilson as the Falcon. The Falcon's a cool character. He's not Captain America. And then also you just go, well, he doesn't have any superpowers. How is he going to become Captain America? This doesn't make any sense. So it's really, to me, it's lame. To me, it's really, really stupid. You have a great character. Keep him great. Just keep telling Falcon stories. So I'm really hoping that the way this ends, Sam Wilson does not get the shield. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense also that he has a shield. He has no superpowers. He's not a super soldier. It doesn't make any sense. Also, if he becomes a super soldier, that's lame. Or if he doesn't, because to me, Captain America can fight superpowered villains. Sam Wilson cannot in the same way. So if you take all the gadgets away from him, and also he used guns. He used guns in all the cinematic stuff. So he actually had firepower. So when you have a character like that, that's how he fights. That's how he defends himself. That's how he takes bad guys down. He doesn't do it the same way Captain America does, because Captain America can use brute force, and he does, because he's super strong. Sam Wilson is not. It doesn't make any sense. And look, like, he can fly. That's way cooler than a shield. And people have fantasies about flying. People have fantasies about, like, having a shield. Like, he can fly. Sam Wilson can fly. They have great shots of him, like, flying around, and the way the wings fold up, and the way he uses, like, he can take off at a heartbeat. He can come in, from the sky. He can kick you from above. He can shoot at you from above. He has a little spy drone. What's his the little? I think he calls it a bird. He's got a bird name. He flies around. He's the eyes in the sky. He makes a lot of sense. This character actually brings something to the table as the Falcon. As Captain America, he's just another strong guy. As the Falcon, he's way cooler. And look at that. This is a low res, so I apologize. But the wings, everything here, it just looks so freaking cool. Sam Wilson's a cool character. The Falcon is a cool character. I don't quite understand, like, why you want to change it. It doesn't make any sense. To me personally, it doesn't make any sense. So Red Wing, Red Wing is his little, basically satellite, eye in the sky kind of thing, his drone, which is a cool idea. So So to me, there's only one resolution to this series. I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'm invested. My wife just says, "Why do you do this to yourself, Art? This show is horrible." My wife hates it too. The action scenes, I have to say, there's some really, really good fight scenes in the show. Some really, really good stuff. So if you just like fight scenes, go watch it. But the politics, the agenda is absolutely disgusting. The character of Sam Wilson, Falcon, I don't know who that is. And now just real quick, Bucky Barnes, and to wrap up the series. This series could only end one way. Bucky should get the shield. Bucky should prove to the world, that he is worthy of the shield. He's the reluctant hero, but he is Steve Rogers at his core, if he's allowed to be that. You know what I mean? Like, he's slightly damaged, but without that programming in him, let's see what he can do. He's the character. He's on a redemption arc. What better way to show that you're worthy of acceptance, and that we don't look at you as the Winter Soldier anymore, is to give him the shield. It makes sense as far as morality. He grew up with Steve Rogers. If anybody was a continuation of Steve Rogers' mission statement in life, it would be that guy, right? He is making some stupid decisions, like breaking out Zemo, stuff like that. But we'll see how that plays out. I don't like it. I don't know if Steve Rogers would do it. I kind of think that Steve Rogers would do it, especially if Black Widow was behind the decision. But it all depends on where it goes from there. But having said everything, he's got the superpowers. He can step up, as far as, I believe he can be a good guy. I really do. I think it's in his character. It's in his true fiber of who he is. The other stuff is just like the Winter Soldier stuff is programming. And also, like I said at the beginning, and this, no one else has said this, they're still branding him as the Winter Soldier. He's not the Winter Soldier anymore. They have not given Bucky Barnes a hero name yet. He doesn't have the Falcon. He doesn't have a name. So if you're going to do this, what better way to end the series? Give him the shield and give him a new identity, a hero identity, which is Captain America. If you're going to do it, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think there's only one Captain America. I've mentioned it before. I don't like when you have multiple heroes, or when it's so easy for a character to become the other character. Like, it was so easy for this Walker just to step in and be Captain America. We're also showing that not just anybody, which is good, that just anybody could be Captain America. So I think that's good. So there's only one logical answer. You have Bucky step up in the series. He takes down U.S. agent or whatever that Walker character is going to be, after the trial, after, he gets the Captain America, whatever, stripped from him. And then I think it should come from somebody. I think that maybe Sam should give him the shield, and he should say, I can't do what you just did. I could never be this. I'm very happy being the Falcon. I do good as being the Falcon. And I think you are more the natural, extension of this. You are Captain America. And I think that would be good. That's how I would like to see it end. They pretty much don't do anything with the Winter Soldier in the series. I think it's kind of lame. Yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't care for what they're doing with either one of the characters. But actually, Bucky Barnes is just a non-character. Zemo's the best character in Winter Soldier Falcon. And I think they are setting things up for the Thunderbolts. So I think that the agent behind all this, the broker or whatever they're calling him, I think that's going to be Thunderbolt Ross. So and I do think that Thunderbolt Ross has something on Carter. I forget her first name, but the Shield agent, and I think she's kind of doing his bidding. But I think that she's going to be some kind of gray area character, and she'll kind of be Black Widow. Like she'll have one foot in, like espionage and bad, and then on the other hand, she'll be helping heroes, kind of like Black Widow did. But I think that Zemo will become part of the Thunderbolts. I think that's what they're going to do with that character. Hey, Art T. Bear, did you see the Marvel TV series Legion about Professor X's son? The first season was as Marvel television as excellent as Marvel TV can get. No, I did not. Watch that show instead. Is it on Disney Plus? If it's on Disney Plus, I'll check it out. Thanks, Spears Car. I do appreciate that. Kelly Jones pretty much gave a Comicsgate manifesto before signing off. Yeah, I already knew that. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Jasper Plan 9 says, in the Brubaker run, Bucky was called Captain America when Steve Rogers was killed. Yeah, I think it has to come from maybe the community, from just people. Maybe people give him back the shield. I think it should be something like that. I think that that the people should speak. I think it can't come from the government, because the government already made a bad decision giving Walker the shield, which just they're already on the shit list. I see a super chat. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, you didn't have to do this. Thank you, Charlie's London. Got to run, Art. Got a call about the book in 15. We'll catch the rest later. Great stream. By the way, I'm now practicing inks on a stunning Harley and Joker I found online, which is one of yours. Hope you like it. That piece has been inked many times. I cannot wait to see your take on it. Also, that image has been like marketed, like people just kind of swiped it and made like bed sheets and shower curtains out of that image. Yeah. It was just a commission. Like DC didn't even hire me to do that. But thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Charlie's has a brilliant book. It's her Charlie Chaplin autobiography. It's brilliantly illustrated. I'm sure the writing is flawless. She is heart and soul, you guys. Like, this project is like, it's a passion project all the way through. And she puts in, we have a Comicsgate green room, and she puts some of the pages up there. And every time I see those pages, one is just better than the other. So if you're still listening, Charlie, put your link in the description, and we can get people over to your book. I think it's still, I'm not sure if it's finished its run, or if it's in hold on, if it's in demand. It's in demand. Hold on. I'm gonna since she's been so nice, let's share this real quick with you guys. This is one of the things we do here at Comicsgate. We like to share good comic book projects. Oh my gosh, you're a stone's throw away. You're what is that? 720 away from 50K, 611 backers. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is Charlie's London. From East Lane to the limelight, the streets that shaped the lives of a legend were not always black and white. I like that. Yeah, so this is a 64-page graphic novel officially licensed by the Chaplin Estate. I think the Chaplin Estate is going to market and sell it as well. So hats off to Charlie for that. Look at these pages. They're brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, you guys, go check out. If anybody has a wrench, put the link in the chat. That would be cool. Look at these pages. And of course, this will have great Charlie's dialogue all over them. So we got some variant covers here. Just looks fantastic. Fantastic. So yeah, go check out Charlie's new book. And it's in demand. And she's a stone's throw away from 50K. So that is fantastic. You know what, Past Master Dan, I will at some point. I got to figure out how to do it. I can't do it right now because I'm in StreamYards. I don't know how to do that. So I'll figure it out. But that would be a good idea because you are great in the chat and I do appreciate it. And I know you'd have my back. Unlike Peyton. Peyton would throw me under the bus in a heartbeat. No, he wouldn't. Peyton's a good guy. Bless me with a wrench. I promise to take very special care of the chat. He would. Yeah, I got good people here in the chat. I'll figure it out. What I probably should do is message you. I've done this before where I message and then I set up a private chat through not through StreamYard, but straight through YouTube, and then I can wrench you guys that way. That's the only way I know how to do it, because I can't do it through StreamYard, but I know how to do it through YouTube. So I'll get on that. One of the many, I got Post-its everywhere of things to do. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Can they redeem Falcon Winter Soldier? Not to me. I think there's too many missteps. It's really bad. But if they do not give Bucky Barnes the shield at the end of the series, I think it'll be a major misstep. And if they don't have Sam Wilson step up and recognize these guys as terrorists and beat the living shit out of them, then I think that's going to be false as well. It's not going to work for me. Yeah, so let's see what Jimmy says here. Jimmy says, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous that Steve ever gave Sam the shield in the first place. Yes, there are people like, could you believe that? No, I can't believe it. I think it was lame. It's like you want to get Sam killed. That's the way to do it. Literally, you put a target on Sam Wilson's back. If you dress up like Captain America, people are going to expect you to be Captain America. If somebody of superpower hits Sam Wilson once, Sam Wilson ain't getting up. He ain't getting up ever. He can't do it. Bucky is a lifelong friend who also has a skill set to easily step in the shoes of Cap. Thank you so much, Jimmy. I do appreciate the backup here. And I believe exactly the same. Yeah, I think it's really obvious. There are YouTubers that are like, can you believe this? Like, I'm like, do you guys really read the comic books? Like this stuff, it doesn't really ring true to me. I just don't like these kind of stories. I don't like stories that muck up the water. It's not that I don't like gray area like stories. Or political thrillers. I do. I thought Winter Soldier was done very well, but at the same time, you know, I thought that the way they set up the villain and the way they took down the villain was still very black and white. It was very direct. This one, they're trying to make the villains seem justified in a way that isn't the same way as Winter Soldier. Like, Steve Rogers had a problem with the way Nick Fury was running S.H.I.E.L.D. He had a problem. Like, the morality of it did not work for him. He's like, we're going to be better by putting, a barrier around everybody by doing this thing. This is not freedom. This is exactly the opposite. So I like that Steve stood up to Nick Fury and that he questioned what he was doing. And he, in his own movie, was proved right. Nick Fury was wrong. Nick Fury trusted the wrong people, got in league with people that were bad, and couldn't see the good from the bad. He was in this gray world, and that Captain America saw through it and steered the ship in the moral path. And that's why you need that character. I think Bucky could do that, especially, I think, with Sam. I think those two guys, just the way they teamed up, Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson, you can do that with Bucky. But what makes it more interesting is that Sam may have a better take at times than Bucky does on what the right thing to do is. So you can keep that buddy banter thing. You could have them debate things. Like, you can't debate really. I mean, Tony Stark tried to debate with Steve Rogers and lost. Like, you can't really debate that guy. Like, that guy's morality, like, his moral compass is always going to point, in the right direction. So, but you've already showed that Bucky is a little bit frail. Like, he, especially at the beginning, I think, to show like his trajectory as far as character arc, you could show that maybe he is unsure a little bit about what the right thing to do. He doesn't trust himself. That's the thing. He knows what the right thing to do, but maybe he doesn't trust himself. And that maybe, with Sam's help, Sam can help, him figure it out, basically, and fight side by side with him in that cool dynamic that they set up in the cinematic stuff with Falcon and Captain America. I just think it's better. I just think it's a better way to go. It feels more organic. It feels more like the way it should pay off, the way they set it up. And if they do not pay it off where Bucky gets the shield, or at least it's going in that direction, it's going to feel false to me. And I'll completely, like everybody, that has been saying that the next phase in the Marvel Universe is going to be woke and stuff like that, then I'm going to start seeing it with my own eyes that indeed these things are going that way. I think there were some missteps, like the Captain Marvel stuff. I thought belittling the Nick Fury eye thing and just having the cat, and then he loses his eyesight. Like, they set it up like that this was going to be a badass story that he was going to tell, how he lost his eye. I thought it was going to have some kind of meaning. And then it's like, they Ryan Johnsoned it, and then just kind of just like, well, this is what your expectations are. Isn't this funny? It was just a cat. No, this is one of the fundamental aspects to Nick Fury. Everybody wants to know how and why. How'd you lose your eye? There's got to be a cool story. There's not a cool story. Just some cat threw cat litter in my eye and I lost my eye. There's also, aren't there scars and stuff? I don't remember. I watched that Captain Marvel movie once. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that good. I think Brie Larson, I have never seen her in anything else, but I think that she is a pretty wooden actress, and I don't like her as a person. But I'm one of those guys that can separate like the character from the person. there's a lot of actors and musicians and people that I don't like personally, but I love their music or I love their characters that they portray. Let me see. Sam's on fire here. Let's read another Sam. Not Sam, I mean Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy. If Sam gets the shield, that's a dead giveaway to the way things will be going from now on. Yeah, better said than what I had basically beat around the bush. Yeah, exactly. It will be complete confirmation of everything. That is a great way to put it. If that's the way they want to take this, I don't know if I'll be sticking around to watch it happen. I feel the same way. I feel like that could be the final, Yeah, I thought WandaVision had potential. I don't think they hit the potential, but they still could bring it back to Wanda being a villain, which I think they should do. And I was a little disappointed with some of it. I thought the beginning of WandaVision was a little slow, but I thought it was good. I thought it showed promise. I know that the next Marvel is going to be Loki. So I hear some people, some clamor. They're saying that that's going to be good. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, get woke, go broke. We'll see, man, because I don't know if anybody really loves the Sam Wilson character. I mean, truly loves that character. I don't know if they could get behind this Disney Plus version, because to me he doesn't seem the same, and they've completely just there's very little character and there's very little for Bucky Barnes to do. He doesn't do anything in the show. Like I said, I mean, it should be called Zemo. The show should be called Zemo. He's the only one that's moving the plot forward and the only one that's getting things done. Falcon isn't, and either is Winter Soldier. My Falcon was always black. I don't need to make him Cap. I gave him the white man's shield to make him good. I always liked Falcon. Yeah, I dig the Falcon. Let me see. Cam says Sam's personality is still the same, which is likable, but the words put in his mouth are stupid. Yeah, but he's also kind of like he's playing the victim narrative. He's going. I know that's the writing, and that's the words they're putting into his mouth, but it's also the actions of the character. So, like, I don't know if you can look the other way, where he's kind of fallen into the black man victim narrative. And I'm sorry, some people probably think that that's my white privilege talking, but yeah, he never seemed like that kind of character. He never seemed that kind of character that was like, woe's me. He seemed like a guy that just stepped up and got things done, And it'll be interesting also to see how that loan gets secured for his family business. We'll see how that works out. Wait, what is this? I remember going through Disney when they were working on Mulan. They were pushing the agenda back then. You mean the live action Mulan? Definitely the live action. I thought the animated was pretty good. I remember it was an LA Times review of Mulan, the animated, and I thought it was the best review I've read. The last best review I ever read, I'll put it that way, was it said, in spite of the Disney formula, meaning the musical and all that kind of stuff, like, Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and all those that came before, despite the formula, it works. That's all he said. He said it works even using the played out formula that they they were using at the time. All right, Jimmy's going to jump on this. If we were getting Falcon, Cap, the Chick Thor this year, Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl aren't far behind. I concur. Black people hate whining too hard. Don't worry. Well, thank you. Metatron's Cube said, should be Squirrel Boy, Mr. Marvel. That's funny. The Wolf, I saw you earlier on, but I didn't get a chance to click on you. My old pontificator brother, he always has, he's got some great observations about this stuff. I do miss you on the pontificators, and I miss the pontificators as well. I have been thinking a little bit about doing a special pontificators, but we need something grand to talk about. My girls hate the live Mulan. Yeah, it just seemed bad. I don't like any of those live action animated remakes. The Beauty and the Beast one was disgusting. All right, I'm gonna read Eric's. The only time when passing the mantle truly works was with the Phantom, and that is because they interwoven it into the story. Yeah, the legacy. I agree, Eric. The legacy stuff works. I even think like Batman, Robin works. Like some of the DC stuff, those ideas work because they're legacy. I'm sorry, it's noisy. I'm going to wrap this up soon anyway. So I agree, Eric. I think there are some things that work. I think just like pushing a character onto another character and saying, look, now aren't you cooler? Hey, Falcon, now you're cooler. You have Captain America's shield. Who gives a shit? You're already cool. Like, why do that? So anyway, that's my rant about the Falcon specifically, and then a little bit of side notes on Winter Soldier. So you guys all take care. Have a fabulous day. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. Thanks for the super chats. You guys are the best. Go back, Chrono Mechanics. The book is done, you guys. The book is done. We're getting orders weekly now. It's great. I think you guys are responding to the fact that the book is done and it's going to ship ASAP. So within days of the order, these books are going out. Pamela, my wife, who is doing all the fulfillment, she is kicking butt. She's getting those books out. So the link is in the description. Chrono Mechanics, the best comic book you will ever read. Time Traveling Repairman, 60 pages. How could you go wrong? It's hilarious reading. So back it today. Like I said, the link is in the description, and you will get your book within a week or so. So take care, all, and I will see you tonight. I will see you tonight on Spilling the Ink, the Professionals, and I believe it is on Andy Smith's channel tonight. So if you haven't heard, just real quick, this is, I think there's 6 of us. I don't even know how many there are. So I think we did a live stream on either Billy's channel, we were closing out something, or Graham's channel, and we just like hanging out. So I suggested let's just do this on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, and we'll each do it. We'll host like the Jack Show on our own channel. So I did the first, and then I think it was Graham, and then Andy, or Aaron Lepresti, and so on and so forth. But the guys, we got a super team. You talk about the Justice League or the Avengers. We have Graham Nolan, we have Billy Tucci, we have like I said, Andy Smith, we have Aaron Lepresti, we have Dan Frega Boom. I think that's everybody. We have myself in the group. So it's a lot of fun. We talk usually for at least an hour, maybe longer. And I think Andy set up, because each one of us get to pick the topic. So if we're hosting, it's our topic. So Andy's got a great topic. It's going to be like comic books that came out the month that you were born. So each of us are going to show our age and the books that came out during during the month of our existence, are being brought into this world. Peyton says the professional streams are a lot of fun. Thank you so much, man. All right, you guys. So take care. We will see you soon. Well, I'll see you tonight. Take care, and yeah, if you guys have any comments, to put them in the comments section. I do respond from time to time. So if you have anything that you want to follow up this discussion, feel free. And like I said, I do get back to you guys. So take care. See you soon.